Candid conversations with real people in the Texas asphalt pavement industry. From the Texas Asphalt Pavement Association in Buda, Texas, this is Asphalt Unscripted.
Hello, interweb world and webcast nation, podcast nation, everything out there above that has something to do with the cast. Welcome to Asphalt Unscripted. We are delighted you are here for our next great episode. And across the far table from me is our co-host, Corey Swartz with the HMAC. Hi, Corey.
Hey, how's it going, Harold? I love how every time we have this, you call the internet something different. I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
It's a big neighborhood.
It's amazing.
Yeah, interweb. Interweb.
But you had Podcast Nation this time. I don't think we've heard Podcast Nation.
Okay. In the hot seat with us today, we are so fortunate to have our 2023 president of TXAPA, Mr. Jason Exum of RK Hall Construction. Jason, welcome.
Thank you. Glad to be here. Looking forward to it.
You know, you have been with us all week this week.
Yes, sir.
We've had our strategic planning session. How'd that go for you?
Very good. We covered a lot of ground and got a lot of good goals for next year.
We really do. There is so much. It's amazing how many things that are out there, opportunities that lie out there for TXAPA in our industry right now.
One of the things that I really enjoy the most about the strategic planning is how, I mean, we have 20, 25 people coming together, all from different companies, different, all over, and we just network. And we're just there building relationships and making a better industry for us. That's my favorite
That's the
part.
good thing about it, networking.
It really is very good. We were kind of scared you might not be here. That weather's kind of bad up there.
It was bad. Yep. Had a few issues getting out and had to wait out a storm, but we made it.
Man, the more pictures I've seen, the more damage was up there than what I.
Yeah, it's been a rough go up there in Lamar County past month or so.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers are for all those families that have been affected.
Into that. So speaking of Lamar County, Paris, Texas, is that?
Yes, sir.
Paris, Texas, your hometown?
Yep. Born and raised in Paris. Went to school at Texas A&M and moved back. So.
Wow. So you like Lamar County?
I do.
So Paris, that's in France, correct?
Right.
Deep East Texas, or North Texas, deep North Texas.
Yeah.
How about
So
you?
I do remember when our Robert was our president that year. One year we had a mid-year back then, and he had us kind of Photoshop. I guess you'll have a really nice hotel.
Hotel?
Yeah, like a Motel 8 kind of really nice one. And he had us Photoshop it, make a golf course behind it, and all those kind of things, and that's where we're going. But
I thought you looked for our Eiffel Tower with the cowboy hat on top.
That's in Paris, Texas. It is. That's the third largest Eiffel Tower in the country.
there's 3.
Well, that's in the world, maybe. You got the original, I forgot what the second biggest and the third biggest.
Okay.
Paris, Texas.
I didn't realize it was 3. I just thought that was
I
1.
neither.
I was up there at
Well, I
Thanksgiving.
knew there was another.
I was up there at Thanksgiving,
Right.
and some of the folks with us wanted to go see the Eiffel Tower in Paris, Texas. That's where I learned all this great news. And I saw the red cowboy hat on top
That's right.
of the Eiffel Tower. Very impressive.
I know my next road trip.
Paris, Texas.
There you go.
So, graduated high school there, then went down to College Station.
Yes, sir.
What in the world did you do down at College Station? What kind of major did you have down there?
I was a construction science major.
Construction science.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So have you always wanted to be in that construction direction?
You know, I thought about it. I really didn't get into construction until my first year there at A&M, which would have been 99, working for Buster Pavement for Robert.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how I got introduced to it and learned more about construction working than I did, going through college. But definitely, same thing like we talked about here. Met a lot of folks in college and, learned a little bit, but you learn how to get things done, show up on time, definitely not all A's here, but, graduated. Robert's never asked me for my GPA, so.
You that kind of guy?
So what I hear is most employees employers don't even ask for the GPA.
No,
Just want to make sure
it just shows that you can finish and accomplish something and stick with it.
How do you think you got hired? I didn't ask for your GPA.
I got good looks, maybe? I don't know. Oh, wait, actually, I do know. Every time we have an event, I get to pray. So I'm the prayer,
There you go.
prayer of the staff. So,
Amen to that.
Right,
So your first job in construction was actually with Buster Pavement and
Yes, sir.
working with Robert?
that's correct. Or working for Robert, yes, sir.
So what kind of duties were you doing?
My first summer, I basically went with a blade man every day and kind of ran blue tops for him, shoveled, ran rollers, water trucks,
Wow.
this, that, or the other. And each summer kind of progressed doing more things, whether it be with paving crew, asphalt plant, concrete plants, this, that. So got to see a lot.
Wow.
being able to do all that kind of helps connect dots on the final product.
Absolutely.
So that was back in when?
Let's see, I started in the summer of '99.
99.
Yes, sir.
All right. Long time then. Long time.
Yes, sir.
So I guess if you started working with Robert, you're still working with Robert. Have you been with him the whole time?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Well, no wonder y'all make such a dynamic pair, I tell you. Y'all been together for a long
Long time. Great leader.
That's good. And so now, RK Hall Construction,
Yes, sir.
Summit Materials.
That's correct.
What's your position there at Summit?
I'm the vice president of asphalt and construction, of what we call the South Region, which is RK Hall Construction.
Okay.
So our asphalt plants and our construction projects, all that.
And so y'all's region, y'all run originally, RK Hall was in Paris and in that area, but y'all
Yes, sir.
have branched out all over.
Yeah, we used to primarily be in East Texas, and then we went out to the Panhandle, and then we expanded a few years ago to the Permian with the acquisition of Price Construction, which has been a great fit for us. So, yeah, we're pretty spread out on the map there.
You know, what's interesting, excuse me, along with that, of course, y'all are big partners in quality, dedicated to quality, that y'all have won awards not only in the Paris District and in East Texas, but now y'all won awards in Amarillo District and out in West Texas.
Correct.
Is there a huge difference in doing work over in West Texas versus East Texas, or it's all?
I mean, it's all, the people are different, and of course, with our people are primarily the same. Thankfully, our guys and gals and crews have been with us, a lot of them since I can remember from my first day in '99. But with the rotation of TXDOT, it's a little bit different. So that materials are different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know how many different material sources we've dealt with from jumping around everywhere, but it's just a testament to our people. Like I said, I'm just one piece of the pie. I mean, we've got one heck of a quality department. Our paving crews, the guys running our asphalt plants. I mean, it's just, we got one heck of a team.
Jason, I think that's one thing people really don't understand outside of our state is, number one, how large Texas is and what a difference that makes in our construction practices with our materials. Because materials you have available to you in Paris probably have nothing to do with what you have available in Amarillo.
Yes, not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a totally different game.
So that puts your QC department in a whole different world, trying to make
Yes.
sure all those pieces fit together in quality.
That's right.
Well, you
And it just shows how talented they are.
Going beyond that, that's Texas. I talked to Brad quite a bit, and I know y'all have work in, New Mexico and Arkansas and different stuff.
Just a little bit, mainly, a little bit in Oklahoma. Of course, we have a large quarry and sand operation there in Oklahoma. And periodically, especially this year, we've had a lot of work in Arkansas. So,
Okay.
So kind of all over, talking about just different regions. And,
Now, I gotta throw this in. You mentioned Brad.
yes.
I'm assuming that's Brad Bradford, right?
Yes.
Isn't that a guy that kind of falls out of deer stands?
Or four-wheelers.
I mean,
yeah,
that's the guy.
9 lives.
I love Brad Bradford, but I tell you, some of his stories are just like, how can you do that?
That's right. Bradford is awesome, but I don't think Robert allows him to go up in a deer
stand anymore.
He has to hunt from the ground.
Yeah.
Some people sign non-competes, he signs a non-hunting.
That's right. No, he's still hunting.
We love
Just
you,
hang
Brad.
around.
Yeah, he's still hunting. Don't get that confused.
And you got another Brad there with you too, my goodness, Bankston.
Oh, yeah, Bankston's good as gold. And like I said, another one of those guys that I've been able to look up to and learn from. And then also, I basically sit beside Brad. And Robert and Brad and I kind of sit in a circle every day, so
Right.
it's just been a great experience for me.
Dynamic team, man. Y'all are awesome. You know, with that, you know, to get you to this point, you know, you had to have some mentors along the way. You know,
Yeah.
You know, as you start coming up, you know, at young ages, we have mentors, and then we reach a certain age, and there's another person that steps in. Who's been some of your mentors to get you where you are?
You know, I guess, not to name them all off, but, you know, I guess my, you know, teachers and coaches and role models, from, you know, younger days in school, you know, then to where, getting up to my working career, the obvious one being Robert.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, there's so many people that I still work with now that were with Buster Paving in '99 that I've learned from all of them. So, I mean, basically, it's been great for them to all kind of be like mentors and teachers. And I think that's how we are able to work so good together.
Wow.
You know,
That's perfect. That's perfect. I just like that scenario. It's almost like a team.
it is. I mean, and that's really, as much as the world and our corporate structure and things try to silo us up sometimes,
Yeah.
our core group really tries to push teamwork and all be a team, whether you're working at the shop,
Mm-hmm.
you're at the asphalt plant, at the quarry, whatever. It's really, if it all doesn't work,
Mm-hmm.
then, you know, none of it works.
That's right.
So that's what we've tried to look at it.
I
We're
like
all
to
just,
think of it as a wheel. If you
Yeah.
got one bubble, it's gonna take you off a little bit.
yeah, the whole thing's running. We're all in it together.
That's neat. That's neat. All right. What about the home life? Tell me about the home life.
Home life is excellent. My wife, Clarissa, which all I can say about that is I wish we'd have met sooner. It's just excellent. But it's my wife and I have a stepson, Gunner, that's 22, that's in grad school at A&M.
Wow.
Getting
Another
ready-
A?
Yeah, he'll be out grad school in May.
What's he going to school for?
Biomedical engineering.
Must be a smart kid.
So
Yeah, he's
he
very
knows his
smart.
GPA, doesn't he?
Yeah, and his is up there bumping the fours. It's not down where mine was. No, but we're very proud of him, and like I said, sky's the limit for him. But I think he's about ready to be done with school for a little bit, and get out there and try the real world.
You know, and I'm sure he can tell us all about it, but school has had to be a bigger challenge going through COVID and
Absolutely.
all that kind of.
Right.
Has he talked about it?
He, of course he has, and yeah, I mean, a lot of that, you know, it's the good and the bad, you know, kind of like what we've had to fight through here. A lot of things, you know, virtual, you know, and so much about school is more than grades,
Mhm.
which, you know, is what I hate that he got to miss on. You know, some of the extra networking, however you want to do that, you know, whatever your networking may be, but, you know,
Even the
Pat Murphy, another mentor in my life and fellow Aggie, before I went, he just said, remember, Exum, it's not just the grades you make, it's the hands you shake. So
Oh, that's really good.
that's a good one to
I haven't
remember.
heard it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's excellent.
Yeah.
My son's coming home this next week, and so I'm going to share that one with him.
Yeah.
As he finishes up his senior year. So, but what are the things that you like to do outside of work?
Like I said, my wife and I are like best friends. I mean, just hang out with my wife, my family. I've got fortunate enough to have several close friends, and a lot of them live nearby me. So, like I said, get off work, chill out, and just hang out and enjoy. My wife loves to travel, which means
You like to
I
travel.
like to travel. So she's always ready to go somewhere. So
Wow.
she's taking me places I never would have gone, you know, before. So it's just.
What's some of those more exciting places you've been to?
So we just recently got back from Exuma.
Exuma?
Yes, sir.
Now, wait a minute. Exuma.
Exuma.
I have no idea
Yeah,
what that
when
is.
they Bahamas, when they looked at my last name, I fit in good at Exuma.
It sounds close.
Did
I
you
know
get,
in your own
did you
country
get
or
the
what?
treatment when you were there? They're like, hey, this
No.
no.
No special treatment, so to speak.
So it's in the Bahamas?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's nice down there.
Yeah, it was neat.
Good.
And we went in November, so it was nice to go from the cooler weather, and like I said, some of the bad weather we've had up in Lamar County, and get down there for a little bit and just relax.
Yeah. Any big ones planned this next year?
I'll have to ask the boss,
Mhm.
but I know she's probably planning one right now. But I don't know where the next location or destination is, but yeah.
I think she ventures in the construction world too.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's really how we met several years ago. Her and her family have been in the construction business and do TXAPA work, concrete work, structures under drain, and
Wow.
we've worked with them for years and years, but didn't have the relationship obviously like we do now. We started dating back in first part of 2015.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, we've known each other a long time, but took a long time to date. I just wish it would have happened sooner.
Well, being an Aggie is a little bit slow sometimes.
Yeah. That's right.
Don't be mean.
That's what I'm from Mississippi State. We're quick, man.
Yeah.
They're fast. You tell us something 6 or 7 times and boom, we catch on like that.
Did you just say 6 or 7 times?
That's the way we do it.
Right.
So we're kind of an Aggie school too. So.
That's right.
So, with, you've got construction all your life, even at home, there's construction going on there. You're seeing lots of challenges in the construction world.
Absolutely.
But tell me about some of those challenges that you're facing.
The biggest one is, I think, what we all face is people, attracting people to our industry, keeping them in our industry, replacing some of the talented folks that are, 5 to 10 years on their way out.
Yep.
And that's, like I said, I can speak for myself with RK Hall. My wife will tell you, people in that recruitment is probably some of the hardest things we deal with. We can all go get equipment. Of course, it may take a little longer to get it now than it used to. But really,
With that
just
people,
quality
you
people.
kind of pointed out something really important. A lot of times we wait till someone leaves to replace them.
Yeah.
And I think we lose some of that going back to mentorship and knowledge transfer to where, like you just said, is we're looking ahead, seeing someone's gonna be out 5, 10 years. Let's find someone that can start to learn, start to gain that knowledge so that, when someone leaves, it's not like just
That's
we're
right.
starting over.
Yeah, and sometimes, it's like I was fortunate enough. Robert threw me into some stuff that I probably had no business being in, but that's the way you learn.
Mm-hmm.
So very thankful for him and all he's done to give me responsibilities that were beyond really what I was capable of at the time.
Growth involves challenge, right?
Here in Texas, we get tunnel vision about what our issues are, and you get to branch out into Oklahoma, Arkansas, other places. Are all these challenges the same everywhere, you think?
Absolutely, but the best thing that we got going for us here in Texas is all the money and all the funding we have. These other states don't have that same, I'm gonna call it same problem. We got a good problem. We got more money than we can spend, basically, which is great for our whole industry and should hopefully help us attract more people to our industry. But like I say, Oklahoma and Arkansas, they're not in the same boat.
Gotcha. We are very blessed because the Highway Commission just announced, or just approved not too long ago, that $80 billion over 10 years. So they're talking about $8 billion in lettings for the next 10 years, every year. That sustainable type of funding that helps quite a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That brings some sustainability with people, your plans, things how you can grow. So that's a good situation.
Yes, sir.
It helps you plan for the future, right?
That's right.
You can look
And you know
now
what's
you got
out
10
there.
years to plan for it instead of, all of a sudden it's just dropped in your lap. You get to plan for it.
You bet. So,
I was going to jump into music. I mean,
you go, man.
I mean,
You go.
you're always talking about music every time. You're always humming a song, Harold. You're always, and most of the time it's like techno stuff. It's like, I would not have pictured it. He's like, and I'm just like, what in the world? But what's some kind of music that you like?
Oh, probably on my favorites on my truck would probably be, let's think of them. There's 80s,
Like Tears for Fears is one of my favorites.
Prime Country. So I mean, I probably go from 80s to 90s. And you know, stuff that I listened to probably while I was in college. I really don't listen to, I couldn't tell you some of the songs that are out that are popular now.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's 80s and old country pretty much.
Yeah, country's a little different now.
Yeah, that's what I tell my wife sometimes when we'll watch an award show and I'll hear something for the first time. I'm like, that's not even country.
Sometimes it's Virgin on rock, sometimes it's R&B, so, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
I still want to hear.
I agree with you.
I still want to hear Conway Twitty,
Yeah.
and Marion Young, and Johnny Cash, and those folks. So
Yeah, that's what we listen to.
Yeah. I'm trying to expose Corey to some other genres of music, and so.
Well, your son does help you with that and
Oh,
kind of
we're all
exposes
right.
you.
Oh, yeah.
And it's actually pretty good. I was surprised when he's like playing it for me. I'm like, wow, but I can see how that's kind of a fun thing to ride to, like if you're riding your motorcycle or.
See, that's where I get a lot of inspiration when riding that motorcycle. You have to have something that kind of keeps
Oh,
you in
yeah.
that groove, right? So the latest one is Fat Boy Slim.
I'll have to Google that later
Yeah.
and see what that is.
Same.
Hey, if it's worth it, I'll pass it on. If it's not, you're not gonna hear about it.
Oh, so let's talk about 23. You're president of TXAPA.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that. Are you looking forward to that? I mean, it's a big chore. There's
Yes.
lots to do.
Yes, I am looking forward to it. Great opportunity. I mean, there's so many past presidents that you know, obviously you see there on the wall in our boardroom that have done a great job to help get our association where we're at now, and just hope to continue that. Like I said, I'm just still, even though I'm the president, I'm just one person. Like I said, all the staff and the rest of our members are what make everything happen. I'm just happy that I'll, you know, for 2023, I'll get to help represent them in a bigger role, and I'm just looking forward to it.
Well, I tell you, after going through strategic planning and we heard the committee chair reports before that, all the things we've got going on that will continue next year. Holy cow, it's so exciting to
Yes,
be a
sir.
part of all that great team that you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
I mean, our membership is awesome. I mean, they are eager, they're ready, they're accepting challenges and delivering resources to do it. So,
And that's another thing that blows me away about our industry is we are member run, but how much time they dedicate. They don't get paid to do anything for TXAPA.
Yeah.
It's just their time, right? And these companies, these individuals, I mean, they give a lot. I mean, y'all have been here for 3 days.
Yep.
yeah.
So, I mean, that's a lot of
Well,
time.
I mean, we all care, and this is how we make our living, and it's very important to us, and we want to continue to see it go in the right direction.
You bet you. You're so awesome. Well, talking about in the right direction, back in 2017, there was a guy named Robert Hall that was our president.
Yes, sir.
And he seemed to just really get our scholarship program in the right direction. And since then, each president has achieved that next level
Yes,
because
sir.
of his foundation he laid there. So what do you think about the scholarship program for 23?
Well, I was told the past few days that my goal was $1 million. So I just need everybody's help. Just spend more money at the auction. It's pretty easy. Just write a bigger check.
That's over 250,000 more than we've ever done.
That's
No big deal.
Write some more. But no, it's what a great deal we've got going there. I mean, and I remember talking to Robert about that some back then, that, I mean, there's no reason why the TXAPA auction shouldn't raise more money.
Right.
And like I said, Robert is obviously one of those leaders that challenged our
Yes, sir.
association,
Yes, sir.
and so many others that give big and help with the auction, whether it's with their items. You know, you got to get nice items in there for folks to bid on, and you need bidders to turn loose with some money, and just get the whole atmosphere where it's, you know, you're having a fun time spending money for a good cause.
That's exactly right.
I think one of the things that was impactful this year is that, I mean, we put those, 10 or 12 students that were able to come in
Mhm.
and like
Yeah.
each share for a minute or less on how that impacted them. I was like, man.
You see where your
It's
money's
changing,
going.
As Robert said, it's changing lives.
That's right.
Oh, absolutely. And those students that receive those, they'll tell you that, and they did tell us that.
Yes.
That's what's so awesome. They really mean that. But you know, our scholarship program raised $635,000 this past year. And now we set a goal for me, and you go with mine.
He just said it was a goal.
We said it, we said it.
You know what's a
I
goal?
thought we just
We talked
mentioned
about it.
I thought we just mentioned a minute.
It's a goal.
Yeah.
I thought it was a joke kind of at the beginning.
No,
but
I'm
it's
not
a goal
saying that,
for
I'm
you.
not saying
Wait
that.
till I get back and tell JB.
Yeah, Mr. Klosner.
We need to get on the phone now.
Yeah, he needs to sell a few more papers.
But what's so awesome, and I think I told this at strategic planning, is that Cliff K with AO Count, one of our board
That's a
members,
great story.
he sent me a letter that Charlie Smoot had sent him because Cliff K actually won a TXAPA scholarship in 1994, I believe it was. And in that letter, Charlie Smoot said, congratulations, you were one of 6 people who won a TXAPA scholarship. And this scholarship for the year is worth $1,250. $1,250 is what the scholarship was worth in 1994, that was big, don't
That's
get
a
me
lot of
wrong,
money
back in
right
that
back
day.
then,
But to
right.
show how we've grown the program, we now give out 28 full-time scholarships at $10,000 a year.
Plus the asphalt rodeo.
And then we have 8 part-time scholarships we give out also. So this is just like
And all
Wow.
the things we have in development phase to
even more
to help
now.
more, to reach out to more.
Yes, trade
students,
school
yeah.
Scholarships. yes.
HMAC scholarship now.
Yeah.
It's just.
A lot of good things
remarkable. It is, and that, I guess my point is to that is that foundation was built, that money is being raised, but it is going to such a great purpose.
Absolutely.
It's really the workforce development program we have going on in changing these kids' lives to stay in our industry. It's significant. It really is a good thing. Great program.
Just kind of interested, if you know offhand, in 1994, what did the scholarship auction raise?
We didn't have
I
one.
was gonna say, I
Oh, we didn't even have
We
one.
did not have one, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We did not start a auction until 1997, I believe it was, and it raised $9,000. Our very first one ever was $9,000. Yeah. And we were delighted.
Cliff might be a little upset with you. You kind of aged him by telling what year he got the scholarship, so I'm just saying. there
Well,
might be-
I think that was for high school, maybe. I mean, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he was one of those A&M guys too. You know?
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's big Aggie.
There's got a lot of Aggies in our industry around here, so that's good. How about the football team? What's gonna happen next year?
Don't, I have no idea. I don't know if anybody does.
That was tough.
We struggled to stay consistent. You know, win the ones you don't think we're going to, and,
Yeah.
you know, we know about the others.
I understand.
And that portal can be a game changer, though. Your whole season, I mean, look at USC, can just change instantly. You can go from what was A&M this year, 5 and something, to
Yeah.
12-1 team, very quickly.
You move quickly.
Oh, yeah, but they pay the coach too much already, so they may not have money to pay the full.
I think there's money there.
One of the things I want to talk about too is with our scholarship program, we do have a lot of young people coming up into the industry. We do that. We talked about mentorships and what that meant. How important do you think that mentorship is to those kids coming on these days because they're exposed to different things or whatever? Are you seeing where a mentor is even more important?
Yeah, it is. I mean, and that's one thing that, with our company, we've tried to always, continue to have interns and,
Good.
and invite kids to come in. And, we've had several that have worked with us that are now full-time employees. And then we've done a lot of things in the past to reach out to the schools. Obviously, I mean, we would bring kids out to our asphalt plant, give demonstrations and things like that. Of course, COVID put a halt on a lot of those things, but hopefully we get back to that someday. But mentoring and just letting these interns and these kids see things that hadn't been exposed to before. I mean, it's what helped me. I know it's what helped a lot of the ones that are working with us now. And I mean, we've got a young man that's about to graduate and on board with us here next week. So
Wow.
It is a great thing to keep doing to like I said, and you're able to kind of grow them within your culture, as they're going up those 3 or 4 years while they're in school.
And
or 5, or however
relationships
long it
matter.
take you.
You're building that relationship. And
Oh, yeah, so,
I mean-
so they're not, once, like I said, once they hire on to be a full-time employee, it's not like they're a new hire, so to speak, you know. They're part of the team already, now they're about to become more of an integral part of the team, but, you know, it's not like a new face.
You know, one of the things that y'all's direction and leadership gave to staff at TXAPA was internships. You mentioned internships. We had never gone down the road for internships, and thank you for that direction. Thank you for enlightening us on how important that is. We had 2 interns here at TXAPA this summer, and really Emma is just now, she's finishing up her semester, so she came all the way through December. But what a great process that was for us. We learned as much from them, I think, as they learned from us. So internships are extremely valuable.
And then JC from a marketing side actually helped us a little bit because from a younger perspective of how do the younger people see things, because it's way different than what I see.
And that's a good thing too, is to get some of their feedback.
Yes.
And all right, what did you see while you're out there? What do you see, even though this is brand new to you, that you would do different, or you would like to be, you know, because, you know, in y'all's jobs and our jobs, we don't see some of that anymore. We have blinders to it, and getting fresh eyes on there is a great thing to do.
It was. I mean, it was
We kind of
awesome.
say right
Yeah,
here,
right.
sometimes you got to open up a little.
Right. We're kind of with y'all's approval. We're looking forward to getting another one next year.
Absolutely.
You know, that was exciting. That's exactly what happened for us. Before we leave, there's a couple things I want to cover real quick. And one thing is I want to give props to the HMAC for coming up with this grand idea of a calendar, Corey. Did you see the HMAC calendar?
Yes.
That's awesome. Whose idea was that?
Oh, that would be Jenna Nyberg's idea.
No.
She is a creative genius.
Yeah.
You know, what I love about her though, she doesn't take all the credit, and she is a team player. And she said that none of it could have happened without all those people out there that were willing to submit photos.
Yeah.
And so our hope is, and her hope is that next year, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're getting more and more photos in. And it also helps us because we can utilize those in our classes. So she's a kind of a genius in that way, to kind of not only put something out there for someone, but then also, hey, we could actually use these for our classes and, make our program better.
Well, I just want to say props to Jenna and the entire team here, but you're right. There's many members who participated in that, that
Yes.
submitted these pictures. Those photos were excellent. weren't they?
Yes.
I mean, it was really good. So I want to throw that out there. So anybody out there in the World Wide Web world that wants a 2023 calendar, ought to call and get a HMAC calendar, because that is a really cool tool to look at and see. You have some good things on the dates and all. So
You mean Podcast Nation too, right?
podcast nation.
But, what we did is we sent it, there's 584 facilities or laboratories that
Wow.
come to the HMAC facilities. And what we did is we sent one calendar to every single laboratory, because we want those up in the labs.
That's good.
So it has important dates, whether it's quick facts, how to get to our quick facts. Proficiency dates are on there, and so that no one's late to the proficiencies, because we hate to see people actually lose a certification because they didn't do their proficiency. Just tons of information inside those calendars as well to help educate and put the tools in the technician's hand.
But Jason, I bring that up because you as our leadership, y'all give us that direction, the ability to come up with these ideas. Y'all encourage us, y'all push us to that. Man, we thank you for that. It is so much fun to come up with that calendar and see that, and see how our members participated in that.
Yes.
That's just such a wonderful thing. It's such a neat deal.
It was fun too, because some of them were like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
that's our project.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
our project. And I was like, yeah.
So I heard a whole group of guys say, hey, next year mine's gonna be.
That's right.
So-
Yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
Yeah, exactly. That's way cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I know our time is drawing short, and I just want to say, what would be one more last piece of advice you would give to somebody that's coming up in the industry?
You know, the main thing I think is to work hard and stick with it. You know, anything good is just not going to be immediate. And that's one thing I think in our culture, that everything is more immediate. You know, it's like you just talked about, from the scholarship program has come from 94 to now. You know, give it some time, work hard, get to really know the people you're working with, not just
Great.
that, that doesn't need to be a they. You know, needs to be, you need to know who you're working with and not, push responsibility, you know, off or blame off, you know, just, you know, take ownership in it, work hard, but then also don't forget to have fun and play hard too, you know, have a good work-life balance and, I don't know.
That's a great program, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Have that life balance and enjoy life.
Yes.
That's for sure. Well, that's what we're gonna do in 2023.
That sounds
We're
good.
gonna have a good time at TXAPA. We're gonna work hard. We're gonna play hard. You got any final comments?
Just stay safe out there.
That's right.
You know, this is the holiday season, and there's lots of travel going on. Of course, you're traveling all the time. Excuse me, but there's lots of travel. So, Podcast Nation, stay safe out there, because we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Asphalt Unscripted. Thank you.